Nathan, first of all, the news this week that two of your good young players have signed up. You'd be delighted about that.
Yeah, of course. I said with Scotty last week and then the two new ones. So this week it's positive. I said the club have been very, very proactive since I've came here in making sure that we're tying up our important assets and so on, and we've not left it late to leave ourselves open in any way. And I said I appreciate all the support I get from the board and the club on that, but we've been, as I said, being proactive in sort of taking up Isaac's option and rewarding him for the work he's done. And then obviously James is one that's a fine young player that was given an opportunity. He's taken it with both hands. So look, we're delighted.
Just on Justin, first of all, huge talent who looks destined to go on to huge things. It's good that you've tied into a longer deal in case anyone comes sniffing around.
Well, what we've done is we've just secured his future with Luton so that he can move forward with Luton. That's what we're looking to do. We're not looking to tie him down so that we can move him on to anyone else. We want him to move forward with Luton. We think he's at an age where if he's playing first team football for the next 3, 4, 5 years, then that'd be the main thing for him. So we're delighted to have him here. There's plenty more progression to come. He's shown that he can be a talent, but he's just got to keep going. And so we're delighted we have him.
You had the option of playing senior at left wing back last weekend, but you chose Justin just because he just offers a little bit more.
I think he just had a bit more experience, and I think it would have been a real tough league debut for Jack. Not that he can't do it, but I think if it had been home, it might have been a different decision. But in terms of away from home against the form they were in, we just felt we just needed just a little bit. Some more security wise, and we felt it would have been a big ask of putting Jack in. Like, I would have had no problem doing it, but with the options we got, it meant that I could have made a calculated decision really, and I said James was excellent. So in hindsight it was the right decision, but at the time we made it for the right reasons, and we believe in Jack, we really do. That's why we brought him here. We're delighted to have him here, and he'll be a good player for us.
Can you see Justin playing at the highest level?
Yeah, look, without giving you a quote or a headline or anything, of course, he's an 18-year-old young player playing in Luton's first team. Luton's a big club. Luton's, the way we play and while we do stuff, where he's getting a real good learning curve here. So if he continues that, then yeah, he has every opportunity, because he's athletic, he wants to do well, he's diligent, he's very conscientious in his work. So he has a bright future if he wants it, and obviously he'd have to keep working hard, but a bit of luck along the way. But all we hope is that he keeps moving forward with Luton.
And Vassell, he's done enough to convince you to offer him another deal?
Yeah, look, with Isaac it was an opportunity, it was a chance. So what we've done is we've kind of rewarded him really. In effect, we've taken up an option but improved certain things about his contract and that, because he's deserved it. He's come in, and it was one where, okay, let's see how he does. If he doesn't quite make the grade early enough, we can obviously loan him out, and we still have that security of the option. But it's been, realistically, there's been no thought of letting him out, and that, because he's come in and showed us more week in, week out, and that's what we're pleased. Now we want him to add even more goals, to a real desire to do well, and then again, as I said, we've got a proper player.
He's got all the attributes, hasn't he, as a striker? He just maybe needs to mature into the role, does he? Of
course, but this is no disrespect to his time at Plymouth or wherever. This is probably his first real spell as a first team pro, and he had obviously scored a lot of goals, and with his attributes done well at Truro. But now we're asking him to be different. We're asking him to link the play. We're asking him to make clever runs. We're asking him to have a cutting edge. So that'll take time to come, but we believe it will, and that's why we've taken up the option.
Before we move on to the Christmas games, January, of course, not far away. Have you got ideas in your mind as to ins and outs?
Look, we've got ideas about what we will do in January. We've got ideas about what we'll do in June and July, and where we are. We plan ahead. We plan well ahead. So we have certain things. The thing is, with our group, it's a very good group. So it'll take some improving to improve it. So we won't bring a number in because we have enough numbers. What we will do is, if someone is available or someone we are able to get hold of that will improve our team, then we'll, there's scope there to do that. But we won't just sign a number or just sign anyone, because we have a real strong squad, and we're happy with what we have. But as I said, we are always looking to improve.
You've got plenty of experience in defence and in attack. Maybe in midfield could just do with maybe having a bit more?
Maybe, but then we've got a lot of energy and a lot of youthful talent and that, so some people could do with a lot of that. We've got the best attacking midfield player in the league, so we're happy, in terms of what we got. If someone does come available, as we've said, now if someone comes available that would improve our team, then there is scope there to do it, because that's the way the club is. But what we won't do is just upset too much of the squad in January, because it's a very settled squad, it's a tight squad. So anyone that comes in, it not only has to be a good player, they have to be a certain character, and they have to fit in with everything we do, because the collective is more important than any individual.
You're in today. I'm assuming you'll be in tomorrow as well, training.
Of course, yeah. We'll do our normal preparation for a game. Christmas is the most wonderful time. It really is family time. We want people to enjoy it and to be together, because that's why you work and that's why you do all these things. But for a footballer, it's an important time, and we're asking them for a level of professionalism which they'll give us, because they're a great group, and I've got a group I can trust, and I know I can trust them. So we'll have our usual preparation and we'll be ready.
And then Christmas Day, they come in as well for a bit?
They may do. As I said, it's a different thing that we do with them on Christmas Day. But as I said, all that's important is that we're ready and we're focused for the Colchester game, which I know we will be.
And for you, I know you're very religious. Does that come into does that bear anything on what happens over Christmas?
Oh, really? It's a good family time. Your religion's day to day, It's not just Christmas time that you do anything extra and so on. My family are up today from Wales, and we'll go to a service tomorrow evening and stuff, and then we'll have a nice Christmas Day together, and we'll enjoy that. And I said it's an important time, but no, look, your religion's day to day things. It's not just around about the Christmas period or anything, but it does. Obviously, it's the day that your Saviour was born, if you like, and it's what we do. And I'm a real good Christmas person, because I love Christmas. I love having a big family together and food, and it's a festive time. And I said I want our fans to have all that, and then our players within reason can do that, because I said it's what we do day in, day out, and one day on Christmas won't ruin it, all of that,
And then 2 huge home games, which could be 6 points up for grabs. You want a fair share of those.
Well, yeah, look, we want 6 points. There's make no bones about it. We want 6 points. Realistically, we want to win every game. That's probably not possible, but these are 2 games that we want to win, and they're winnable games, because they're at home and we are Luton, and any game at home or any game for us is winnable, because we have a good squad. But as anything can happen in this league, Culture in a good vein of form. They've changed sort of systems and so on, and they're in a good vein of form. They're good players. They've come down last year, so they'll have enough experience within their ranks to do well. But as I keep saying, it's all about what we do. If we're right at it and we're how we can play, then it will take some team to beat us.
Are you constantly thinking of ways a way you can get round teams that come here and sit tight against you?
Of course, we always look to do that. We always look to impose our shape, how we can impose our shape on other teams, and that's what we do. And we have to find ways. We have a number of ways that we can do that, and we are looking at that to evolve, as we call it, into a more rounded team. And we are doing that week in, week out. We're getting a better team, and we will be better. Otherwise I won't be doing my job. If we do not move forward as a squad and evolve as a squad and a team, then I'm not doing my job, because I've been here now almost a year, and they're a good side, and we're getting better, and we were better when I first came in, and we were better than we were after the first month. So as the months go by, I envisage us becoming a better team.
And as far as players are concerned over this period, do you try and work out who can play where, or are you just taking it on a game-to-game basis? Because can they all play over those 3 games? 4 games if you take into account the FA Cup?
No, look, we will need to use the squad, and we'll use the squad, and I've asked them to be patient, because they will all get used, and we will do that. Now, we won't make changes for the sake of it, but leading into the Christmas period, we're not far off, got a fully fit squad, and that's a wonderful bonus, because they're all hungry, they all want to play. So it's not like we're just weakening the side when we do it. It's a real headache, and we'll need a squad over Christmas, because to be fresh, and especially with Portsmouth have an extra day's rest, and that's because they play on the Friday against Yeovil. We'll need that, and we'll need that freshness.
You've been well over the season. You've done well injury wise. Is that a coincidence, or is that how you train them?
That's no coincidence whatsoever. Look, we've been very fortunate, praise the Lord, and not picking up any structural injuries, because those you can't think of. But soft tissue injuries, muscular injuries is how we train, is how we prepare. That's why I brought Jared Roberts-Smith in. He's the best I know, and they're a fitter group. They're a more durable group because of that, and that's why it is. Plus, we don't flog our players. We train them well. Look, the structure we do here is good. There's no different structure here than there was at Brighton and that's a top championship side. We have the same regime here, not quite the same facilities yet, but we're getting there. But in terms of how we train, how we prepare, how we look after them, the club have been magnificent, and it's no coincidence, absolutely no coincidence.
Cool, thank you.
With the contracts that have been extended recently, are you expecting to give any more players contracts for the moment?
We're looking to make sure that we're covered in all areas and so on. Look, we could have some news, but rather than just speak out of turn, when we get it, we'll give it to you first hand. And but no, look, we've got the majority of our group tied down, and we're in a good place that way. So as I've already said, we're a proactive club. So anyone that we feel needs to be looked after or needs to be secured, we do that, and the club are excellent in doing that. It's not just my recommendation; they're already thinking those things ahead. So we won't be left open with anyone. I can guarantee you that.
How important is that? Because obviously you don't want to be getting to the end of the season and players can run their contract down. So it's important to be doing that now, isn't it?
Yeah, and as I said, we've got no players really that are in a position where we're fearful in terms of that. Now, what we want from players as well is not just to hand out contracts that everyone has to keep earning those, but we want continuity, because we don't want to be having a massive overhaul and a massive sort of change around of players and so on. We want that continuity. So by making sure that the ones that we know we're going to move forward with are under contract and so on, and then the others then stay hungry and do it, because I don't envisage there being many changes throughout January and even June and July, because they're a real good group. Of what we want is everyone to stay hungry, to compete and to keep improving.
And on the window, are you expecting many outs before you bring any people in at all? Because obviously there's some players who haven't maybe played as much as they wanted to so far. So you're expecting many to go out at all?
In an ideal world, no. But what we will have to do is we'll have to speak to one or two, because one or two need games. One or two haven't got the minutes that they probably would have liked. So we probably need to be fair to them. It'd be unfair of me to sort of keep them here for selfish thing and say, well, no, I want that backup and stuff. We have a group, and with everyone fit, it's a slightly too big group. So one or two we may give options to, saying if you need to get games you will, and there are some that need that. So I don't envision being a massive exodus of players. What we'll do is just be fair, because we're happy with every player we have. We're happy with, but we just have to be fair to a few. So.
Alex Gilliard's loan runs out early January. Is that something you've been looking to extend?
Yeah, of course. He's done really well for us, Alex, and he can play a number of positions, and having that option gives us options to change, and he's grown into what we're asking him to do and so on. So look, we're hoping we can get that done, and we'll be addressing that. Well, we've been addressing it for the last 2 weeks anyway, so it's just about getting all the decisions right.
I mean, because he didn't start on the side, because he didn't have the pre-season with you, but how do you feel he's done since he's come in? He made a number of starts recently, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, I think he's done very well, and the thing is with him is, he's probably renowned as a wide man, but we've actually developed him and changed him into an all-round midfield player, if you like, which is only good for his development. He's an excellent wide man, really is a potent threat, but when he's inside as well, he's a very good ball retainer, and he breaks, and he's good energy, and he's better defensively than people give him credit for, and he's and he just keeps you in possession. So we like him, we really do, and he's definitely one that we want to continue with, and hopefully we can.
You played a big role in the second goal, didn't he, Saturday against Blackpool? Because he won it and played the ball up to James Aston, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's done that quite a lot, you know, in terms of things. Look at the Orient one where he ran the wall back, slid it to Jack shot, and he doesn't give the ball away too much, and he's comfortable in possession, and he receive it in tight areas, and he keeps us on the front foot, and he's got so much ability there. And if we do want to change and play a wide one, we can, because he's very potent in that way, and he's a glider. And look, the boy will end up in the Premier League, I have no doubt. But he's a young boy. He had a successful sort of spell at Carlisle. Now he's probably added a little bit more to his game, because we asked him to play in different positions, and obviously Carlisle was great for his development, and this is a new thing for him as well. So it's all good, and he's moved away from home, which is again another thing, important thing for a young player. So we hope we can continue with his development, and then and that means keeping him for the end of the season.
Injury found Alan Sheehan and Dan Potts, how they?
All back in training. All back in full training. So got good options again. Headaches, but good options.
And then you saw over the weekend, because I think you equalled a club record, an 80-year club record for keeping 4 away clean sheets in a row. I mean, just how pleasing are you to sort of set a stat like that?
Well, I'm pleased. I hope that turns into 5 and 6 and 7s, because our defensive record has been very good. We work hard, and it's a team thing, not a back four or a keeper or anything. All those are contributing factors, but it's a work ethic that we have, that we defend from the front with the likes of Danny up top, who's relentless in his work rate, and coupled with Jack and Isaac, who've been in, and even the ones when you have McHale Smith and Josh McCoy, are workers. We work on our structure of defending, we work hard, we defend the box, we have a good goalkeeper. So no, look, we're very pleased, because clean sheets, it takes so much to get a clean sheet. It's not just, are you defenders good defenders? No, it takes so much, and you have to press for 90 minutes, you have to work hard, you have to stop things, you have to defend set plays, you have to go with runners, and they all do it. So it's good, very pleasing with that.
Just on Colchester, John McGrew, was he someone did you play against him too much?
Yeah, we did actually. When he was Ipswich, I played against him, and I said obviously he was a good player in his time. I haven't come across him yet, but he's doing a great job there. They said they're a difficult side. They've changed shape, as I've said, and they're in some good form. And we seem to be hitting a lot of sides. We're in good form. You know, the last ones, Carlisle, were in wonderful form. Blackpool were in the form of their lives, and Colchester now have hit a bit of form. So we're coming up against some tough teams, and he seems to be falling like that.
And Chris Porter's a good player, isn't he? He scored a lot of goals during his career for.
Yeah, I played against him more than I have John McGrew, and you know, from his time when he was at Oldham, and then he obviously went up north and came back down and so on. Very difficult player to play against. Good size, technique good. So no, we'll be wary of him, but I'm sure they'll be looking at Danny Houghton and Jack Marriott and Isaac Vassell and Cameron McGinn. So we can speak about them, and I said we'll show them the respect they deserve, because they do deserve respect. But we're concentrating on Luton Town.
I think that's covered it.